Come to me, boys.
Get on your side. Hey, you bite those ears at me. Bite those ears at me. He's throwing a whooping. They're all backwards. Let's go move some logs. Drops off that side, drops off this side. And we follow Stinger all the way up here. I don't know, it's probably just a little over a quarter mile. Back up, boys. Back up. Back up, Gus. Back up. Back up, bad boy. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up, Gus. Boom. Where you going? I'll tell you what. You should just kind of hang out right here. You know when life kind of gets you down and out, you know, just remember, you're somebody. All right, so I done been here working before and I just haven't been filming. I've been busy going down to Georgia, helping my brother out a little bit. He's building a house. And so, me and the boys been up here working. We got a few trees cut back off in there. And we got some short, hard skids up this hill. So we're up here on a ridge. I know y'all can't tell because of the camera, but it drops off hard that way and drops off hard that way to the valley. See? So we got 2 more trees down off in here. I cut down. I gotta get the chainsaw, cut this dead one off. I went ahead. I didn't want to get my horses on these hillsides. These logs roll, and this dead tree was up. I just didn't trust it, so I cut it down also, just to scared, the top might break out one down here and hit one of my horses or something. And that's what happens to trees, guys, if you let them go too long. You can see a lot of these trees, even though they're not big, it's still time. So we have to butt that off. That'll hurt our grade, and we'll get more money for this tree cutting something off and keeping the grade higher than leaving it on there. So it's time. Forgot to grab more chainsaw gas, guys. That's the problem. Both saws already had gas in them, so that'll help. Whoa! My bad, boys. Ooh. Ooh. Back. Back. Whoa. Well, gonna need to turn so all the logs don't roll back off into the woods. I'll cut it in half and have them do that. Alright, so this tree's laying hard down the hill. And if I was cutting for a skater outfit or whatever, I could just flop it down the hill and no worries, no cares, and wackadoodle, no pounding on wedges. happy-go-lucky. Well, I'm using horses. So if I put it down off this bluff, and you'll see on the next tree I cut, you'll see what a big deal it would be if I did send it down there. So I'm going to fight with this thing. I'm going to fight with this thing to throw it sideways and place it where to save my horses a lot of effort. Now let me just say, somebody I know has to call me up or something every single time and describe to me how I'm not going to OSHA heaven for the way I use the chainsaw, blah, 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 blah. Don't copy anything I do. I'm going to die. You know, I'm dead. It's like, it's over. It's done. I've died in a pile of blood with my guts coming out, screaming my head off because I don't do things appropriately or something. So don't copy anything I do. But this is a difference between a skier outfit and a horse outfit. up here, this little tree right here, it's kind of a cool example because the camera, everybody thinks it shows how steep something is, but it really doesn't. And so this lets you kind of see how steep this is. Now you're going to see me kind of shoving on this tree like I'm being goofy, and it's not really. This tree's actually very rotten, and particularly the top of it. And if you tap on it with those wedges, it can send vibrations up and break the top back out. It wants to kick back on top of you. So if I can just take it easily, like gently shove on it with my hand, it doesn't shake some of the limbs out, and you don't get hit in the head quite so much type thing. So y'all can get a better understanding why it's so important for me to wedge that tree over like I did. I cut that tree off right here. It hit the ground there. And once it got to that steep part where it rolls off, it's went straight down. It went all the way down to the top of the tree, hit the bottom. If it had been a longer hill, it just would have kept on skating all the way down. So I know it doesn't look that steep in the film, but this tree was laying heavy down that way. Now we've been down out here with block and tackle and being hard on my horses. So it's worth me putting extra effort into it. All right. Ooh. Back, 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 G, back, back. Alright guys, so I don't know if my horses can do this. So basically, the way this trunk grayed out, with me losing the butt to rot, I only had enough for one gray log before I got into tie material. And so basically, for this log to bring as much money as possible, instead of me being able to make 2 cuts out of it, I had to do 1 long cut. So that's a 16 footer. That's about 17 inches inside the bark. And it's steep come out here. I wish I could cut it into a smaller piece, but I'm not giving the boys a long day. We'll get this trail, so we got another tie, and then we got a double tie, so 3 ties and 1 gray cut. And it's steep come out here, so I kind of hate filming this stuff because it just makes the horse look so unimpressive. But you know, if you tried throwing some, you know, grabbing a hook, a small stick to you and scrambling up these hillsides, you would very quickly appreciate how much power they're putting out. Whoa. Move this stuff out of the way because this log's going to roll downhill. We'll brace it against this poplar. And once we get to the edge of the field, the tractor can take it from there. It doesn't look like much, but it's, you know, every little bit of energy I can save my horses for the woods, I'm going to. Well, guys, the yellow jackets, which have been confounding me up here for a while, are getting bad. My horses just gave me a heck of a good effort. So anyway, I'm gonna reward them, and look how little they're breathing. They just pulled their guts out. Well, they didn't pull their guts out. They tried really hard. And he's not breathing hard at all. Even Gus is not hardly breathing. When you get a good team that's in shape, that's the only way to make money, guys, logging. The only way. All right, that's it, guys. Thank y'all. I'm gonna leave that for another day. Yellow jackets aren't out when it's cold, and when it warms up, they're out. So we're gonna get those. I'm gonna take them home. I'm gonna come back out, get some of these trees inside this field that are going bad, and just keep on working. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed one.